Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, you already know I got a straight banger for you today, all right? So in this video, what we're going to talk about is understanding breakouts, understanding how stocks have crazy moves to the upside, right? You ever been in the trade? You ever been looking at a stock and you like, ooh, I'm about to get this breakout. It's about to go crazy. And then it doesn't, and then it drops by like $10, and then you stop paying attention to it. And then like a week and a half later, it's up by like $40, and you like, dang, what happened? Or let's say a stock gaps down for earnings, and you're like, ooh, it's about to fill this gap. And then you get in because it looked like it's going into the gap, and then it rejects crazy. And now you lose money. You ever had that happen to you? I know you have. Because it happens to everybody until they understand what we're about to talk about in this video. So be sure you watch this video in its entirety. So, nothing that I say in this video is financial advice. If you guys want financial advice, be sure to talk to a licensed financial advisor. Now, so we talking about understanding the breakouts. Okay? Now, a breakout could be, well, first off, in order to understand a breakout, you need to understand supply and demand. You need to understand gaps. A lot of times, that's where your breakouts happen. We may have a gap to fill, and out of nowhere, we go crazy and we fill that gap. Or we're at a supply level and we finally break through the supply level. And then we break through it. Those are the areas where breakouts happen. Now, supply level is just an area where sellers are sitting at. Okay? Some may call it a resistance, but resistance and supply and demand are different. Support and resistance and supply and demand are similar, but they're different. I did a whole video on that. Go type supply and demand in the search bar on your desktop on my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find that video. Now, supply and demand, support and resistance. So supply is the area where sellers are sitting at. Demand is the area where buyers are sitting at. Now, gaps. And when there's a gap down, there's a lot of sellers sitting inside of that gap. Now, I tell you guys the tools that I'm using to be able to see the areas where buyers and sellers are at. I made a whole video on it as well. If you have not gotten the tools, I don't know what you're doing. I'm giving all of this stuff to you on a silver platter. So, with that being said, when you understand supply and demand and gaps, this is going to help you with your breakouts. Right? Now, we're going to go to some examples, but I need you to understand the market makers, Wall Street, the stock trading, the stock market gods are never, ever going to give this to you easy. I need you to understand that. I need you to understand that. First off, they're not going to give it to you easy. So you see a stock with a $30 gap, and you like, ooh, I'm about to swing it for this week. You're about to get flamed. You're about to get clapped. You're about to get cooked. Right? You're about to get blended. Why is that? The setup looks too good, too fast. It don't happen like that. You have to understand. If you see a setup that's too juicy, institutions probably ain't even hip to that setup yet. So they got to bring the stock back down and get some liquidity. So they gonna hit retail investors 2 or 3 or 4 times before it actually goes into that move. It makes that move. So they're going to make the stock go up, look like it's going up. Retail investors are going to take the trade. They're going to get liquidity. They're going to bring it back down to the support level or the demand level of that range. They're going to do it again. And then it's going to come back down. They're going to do it again. It's going to come back down. And then when you tired of this stock and you like, man, I'm done with that stock, that's when it goes. Tell me I'm lying. I know I'm not lying. So you got to understand they're not going to make it easy for you. You have to understand it's going to take 2 to 3 to 4 times for that stock to retest that level before it breaks through. I want you to think about a fight, okay? 2 people are fighting. And so the goal is to get a knockout. A knockout is the breakout. Now, how often when you see a fight in the first round is it an immediate knockout KO? I'm talking about how often. Yes, it has happened, but how often does it happen? Don't happen often. But how often do you see a knockout in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round after both fighters have been tired and they've been getting body shots? Their face is getting swollen. Eyes puffy. What I'm trying to say is when a stock is trying to break out to the upside, let's say it's got a gap from earnings and it's trying to go fill that gap in earnings, you have to understand that the sellers need to get some body shots first. The sellers need to get a puffy eye. They need to get a couple, you know what I'm saying, good hooks. They need to get some blood coming out. They need to get their eyebrow cut, their eye cut. And then once they're worn down, that's when the breakthrough happens. That's when the breakthrough happens. So you need to be able to pay attention to the charts and you need to see, okay, we only tested 1 time. That's just a little jab. That ain't enough to beat the sellers down, right? Or we at the supply zone. We only hit the supply zone 1 time. Oh, we need more body shots before we really gonna go. So at supply, you can get in the puts and then write it down. Or when we come in that gap, you need to understand that it's not just gonna break through the gap immediately. If it doesn't do it that first day, it's not gonna do it. So understand that sellers need to get worn down before we go up. And the same thing to the downside. I'm going to show y'all some examples on the charts. But the same thing is to the downside. When you see a gap to the downside, you like, ooh, it's about to go fill this gap to the downside. And then what happens? Yank. It don't happen. Now you mad. Then it goes the opposite direction. Buyers have to get worn down as well. So when you see a strong trend or a lot of buyers in the area or a lot of sellers in the area, you don't go against that too early. You need to let them get worn down first. So let's go to the charts and let me show you guys some examples of what I'm saying here. So first one, let's go to right here. Let's go right here. Where's it at? All right. So we're going to go to NVO. Perfect example. Now look at this, y'all. On the daily, we swung this one. Now we had a gap on NVO right here, right? Now look at this. We had a gap right here. Okay. Boom. Now look. The stock had earnings. No, they had some bad news. They gapped down right here, opened here. Right? And then what they do, they tested here. They tested that fair value gap and they rejected it. It came down. Okay? Then what did they do? They tried to test it again, but they couldn't even get any higher. So they came down. Then they started to create this range right here. So now we got a range that was created down here. Boom. Right? All right, cool. Came back down. Created a lower low. And then look what happened. We came back up again. Boom. It looked like this is the fake breakout right here. It looked like we're going into that gap the first time. Well, the second time. This time people thought it was going to fill a gap. It didn't. Came up, came lower, created lower high, boom. Came up, right? Now look what happened. It looked like we're going to fill that gap, right? We come right into it, and then what do? We reject and we come right back down. Okay? So we got one attempt. We attempted here, but came way lower, created a range. All right, now we broke out of this range, came up, rejected again, created a change of character, came back down, and then we look, another time. Right here. Boom. Boom, right? Another time. We came up a little bit higher, but what happened? We came right back down again. Okay? So they're attempting to break through and come, but they didn't. They didn't break through and come through and take out these sellers. Then it came back down, but what did it do? It created a higher low right here. Right? So now we got this uptrend right here. Higher low, low, higher low, higher low. Even though we're rejecting, we're starting to compress. We're starting to compress, right? Look at that. Right here, this little area, we're starting to compress. And then what does that do? Then we finally break through. And by this time, most retail traders and investors are tired. They tired of trying to fill this gap, so they don't even pay attention to it. 4 days later, now they all the way up here, 47.05. Right? Straight up. So when you understand this game right here, it'll change your life. Right? Let's go to another example. Let's go to Cisco. I've been paying attention to this. Look at this. We gap up. Earnings. Look like they about to come down. People probably get into puts here. Got into puts here. Frustrated 2 times. Comes down, comes down. Now we got 2 red days and look what happens. Look like it's coming down. They yank it and then boop, they go right back up. This happens all the time. Right? Let's look at AMD. Look at their daily chart. We could come all the way back to over here. We still got a gap that ain't been filled over here. Right? But look what happened. We came up, boom. Right? Came back down, popped right back up. Came down, popped right back up. Came down, another higher low, popped all the way up here. Downtrend. Most people like, ooh, it's about to come fill this gap. It does not fill this gap, pops right back up. Right? Comes down, now we're in this range right here. Pops back up. Comes down lower. Still doesn't fill the whole gap. People think it's going to fill the whole gap, and then look what happened. Blast off. Okay? When you guys could understand this stuff right here, and why does it blast off over here? Because look what happens. We have a supply zone in this area. So you can look at this one of 2 ways. You could look at it from down here, or you could look at it from here. We created a supply zone. Sellers, boom. Came up again, tested, sellers, boom. Tested, sellers, boom, one more time. This was 3 attempts right here to break through this supply zone. 1, 2, 3. Right? That's 3 times that AMD tried to break through this supply zone. Now what happens? What happens right here when we close above it? We close above it, we come down a little bit lower, we hold that level, and then what happens? Freaking blast off. Absolutely blast off. Why? Because on the 4th attempt, we break through supply zone. And as you can see, this is where you can make big money. Right? This happens all the time, y'all. Okay? This happens all the time on stocks. But the key is, do not sit here and be so focused on immediately taking that move, because it's not going to happen. They're not going to give it to you that easy. So you need to be expecting it to go the opposite way when it comes to that level, if it's the first or the second time. After that, that's when you can start saying, okay, we got motion. And then if you want to swing trade that, right, if it does break out over that area or that level, and then you see it come down and it holds, meaning it stays above a level, then you could swing it and you could go crazy. And the best part about it is when you're patient like this and it does break out and it comes down and it retests a little bit, you don't need to get 4 or 5 month out contracts, because it already retested off of the breakout. So you know that move is going to be aggressive to the upside. If you try to get in a breakout trade like this too early, you're going to need a lot more time. But when you're patient and you wait for that retest after that breakout on the daily time frame, you know that after it came down and it pulled back and then it consolidated for however long, that breakout is going to go fast. So you could get weekly contracts or the next week contracts, and you could go run up 200, 300, 400, 500, 800% on a trade like that. But you got to be able to see what it is and see what's going on. And always remember that the market is designed to go to the upside, not the downside. So even though we be having gaps to the downside, if we're in a bullish market or we're in an uptrend, we're most likely not going to get that gap filled to the downside. And the bigger the gap, the longer it's going to take for that gap to get filled as well. So I hope that this video helped you guys out, and I hope that this video made sense. Like I always say, make sure you guys get up out your head, go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right? And also remember, y'all, the more you study, the less you worry. All right? Y'all have a great day. I'm going to holler at y'all on tomorrow's video. Let's kill the market tomorrow. Y'all stay smooth, man. Peace.